Most Wanted American Canadian Rare Prints 1960 to 1961. The 5-cent Northern Development Stamp was issued to commemorate and honor the work of the pioneers who entered the Canadian Northland on foot, a territory located on the border of Canada in the north, which offers a vast territory and rich in natural resources. On this stamp, you will be able to see a moving agricultural machine with a compass rose on it, with lines of latitude and longitude, which underline the large expanse of this territory. The lines and background are red, while the letters and the foreground of the image are green. Bottom right. The nominal value of the piece, 5 cents of the Canadian dollar. While a little further down, in a small way, the year of issue, 1961. Postage stamp issued on February 8, 1961. 30,055,000 copies were printed, and is worth 57 times its issue value, $2.90. Megan's 5-cent stamp depicts the bust of Canada's 9th Prime Minister, who filled his role for several years, not continuously, both in 1920, then in 1926. Very good at speaking. This gift allowed him to have a very ascendant political career. Up, you will be able to see the writing Canada. Bottom right. The nominal value of the piece, 5 cents of the Canadian dollar. Next to his name and surname written in full. Stamp issued on 19th of April 1961. It had a circulation of 35,560,000 pieces, and today it is worth 60 times its issue value, $3. Pauline Johnson's 5-cent stamp depicts the image of Miss Emily Pauline Johnson, Canadian writer and activist in the 19th century. This piece honors the centenary of his birth. Born in 1861. Indian poetess. You will be able to see her in profile, wearing a high-frilled collar of Victorian clothing, typical of the time, behind a background of forests, plains and mountains. Furthermore, you will also be able to see another portrait of the poetess, in tribal costume, to emphasize his two personalities. One of an Indian princess. She was the daughter of a tribal chief. One of the Victorian lady. Lower left. The year 1861. Written on a book. The latter, open, symbolizes her contribution to Canadian literature. Top right. The nominal value of the piece, 5 cents of the Canadian dollar. Down. Your name and surname. Postage stamp issued on March 10, 1961. It had a circulation of 35,450,000 pieces, and today it is worth 80 times its original issue value, $4. The 5-cent Hormo dollar stamp was issued to commemorate the 300th anniversary of the Battle of Long Sault, a conflict that lasted 5 days in 1660, where he saw the French settler militias clash against the Iroquois, a population of Native Americans originating from Canadian territory. You will be able to see the face of Adam de Lardais or Mo depicted. French military organized an expedition against the Iroquois warriors, where the colonies were in difficulty in controlling the territory. The battle saw the Iroquois victorious. De Lardais died in an ambush. On background, you will be able to see Donald. In front of him the Native American warriors. Up, the writing Canada, followed by the nominal value of the piece, 5 cents of the Canadian dollar. On the left side, the name of the French leader. Under, the year the Battle of Long Sault occurred. Stamp issued to remind the Canadian people the spirit of courage and adventure necessary to face the challenges of today. Was released on May 19, 1960. It had a circulation of 30,960,000 pieces, and today on a stamped envelope it is worth 170 times its issue value, $8.50. The 5-cent Natural Resources stamp depicts man's multiple use of the country's renewable natural resources. The country, in fact, it is home to a vast land of natural resources, forests, lakes, agricultural land, wildlife, that if used wisely, they can help develop and grow the country. You will be able to see two hands holding a circle, gear-shaped, which links all the natural resources available in Canada. Up, the words resources for tomorrow. Down, the name of the country, Canada, followed by the nominal value of the piece, 5 cents of the Canadian dollar. Stamp issued on the occasion of the Conference for the Resources of Tomorrow, organized in the city of Montreal in 1961. The piece was released on October 12, 1961. It had a circulation of 36,160,000 copies, and is worth 260 times its issue value, $13. The 5-cent stamp of the Columbus Plan. It was issued by Canada to remember the importance of the Columbo Plan, an international organization that, thanks to financial contributions, they help economic development and technical assistance between South and Southeast Asian countries, which are part of the Commonwealth. Canada participated by making $275 million available, and thousands of experts and technicians, to help the most needy Commonwealth countries. In this piece, you will be able to see two Canadian technical experts that helped design a structure for the production of hydroelectric energy. Top left, the written Columbo Plan. Down, the nominal value of the piece, 5 cents of the Canadian dollar. Postage stamp issued on June 28, 1961. It had a circulation of 32 million copies, and is worth 360 times its issue value, $18. The Girl Guide's 5-cent stamp. It was printed to commemorate the 50th anniversary of its foundation of the Girl Guide movement in Canada, an association similar and parallel to the Scouts, created especially for girls, organization that has TA can hold all over the world, especially in Canada. You will be able to see the official logo of the movement depicted in the center. Around, the writing indicating the name of the association. On the side, the year 1910. Date of foundation of the movement in Canada. To the right, 1960. Year of the 50th anniversary. Down, the 5-cent face value of the Canadian dollar. A connection that unites the movement to the Canadian Post Office. I am the experience and the reliability demonstrated by the Girl Guides during the World War, where they were useful in the expedition, packing and addressing of mails in Canadian territory. Postage stamp issued on April 20, 1960. It had a circulation of 31,360,000 copies, and today on a stamped envelope it is worth 500 times its issue value, $25.